All right, all right, all right, all right, everybody. Everybody, you are live. Awesome, awesome. Oh, don't want to do that. All right. Super excited to be here tonight. Come on, everybody, jump on, jump on, jump on. Super excited to be here. Uh, make sure everybody's live, right? All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I am, I am here. So come on, jump on, jump on, jump on. Um, I am super excited about everything that God is doing. I'm excited about the opportunity to share with you all. So do me a favor tonight. Everybody invite somebody. Like right now, everybody just start inviting. Just start inviting. Everybody invite. I mean, invite. Everybody just invite a whole bunch of people. Let me see. I'm gonna invite some different folk this time from who I normally invite. Everybody just invite somebody. Everybody just invite, whoever. Just find somebody and invite, right? Everybody find somebody to invite. Okay. Do that for us now. Everybody find somebody to invite. Everybody. Find somebody to invite. There you go. There you go. I'm gonna invite some family members. All right. Yeah, I invite some different people. Yeah, I invite some different people. Let me see. I'll invite some different people tonight. Uh, all right, good. Help me out. Invite 10 people. Just invite 10 people. Yeah, just go ahead and invite 10 people. Let's go ahead and get as many folk on as we can tonight. Um, because I'm really telling you tonight is gonna be really powerful. And it's gonna help a lot of people. All right. It's gonna help a lot of people tonight. It's gonna help a lot of people tonight. It's gonna help a lot of people tonight. So yeah, just let me see. I'm just gonna just there you go. There you go, guys. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. All right. So tonight I want to talk about converting the energy of adversity into the fuel for your next level. Okay, that's long, but I want to talk about converting the energy, right, from adversity, converting it into the fuel needed for your next level. I want to talk about this whole idea then of resilience, right? But I want to talk about resilience a little differently than I've done in the past. Because I think a part of my responsibility whenever I bring you together through E3 is to really press you and push you and prod you to think about how you transcend all of the barriers and boundaries that come with the challenges for your life. So I want you to really, really encourage people to get on tonight. Um, People who wouldn't normally get on, I want you to encourage them to get on. People who wouldn't normally take time to join us, to I want you to invite them to join us tonight. All right, people who wouldn't normally join us, I want you to, and especially I want to talk to pastors and leaders tonight. So I'm just inviting a whole bunch of people that I know. All right. Yeah, I'm just inviting a whole bunch of people that I know. Let me see, who else can I invite before I get rocking and rolling. All right. Okay. Um, all right. Cool. All right. One more person, then I am going to jump in. All right. Let's go here. All right, cool. Okay. All right. So a couple of things are really important. Adversity has never been your enemy. It's your perception of adversity that's your enemy. Adversity has never been your enemy. Challenges have never been your enemy. Facing difficult times have never been your enemy. Going through the valley of the shadow of death has never been your enemy. Dealing with uncertainty has never been your enemy. Your enemy is how you manage or you relate or you respond to those things. Now, I really want to push you hard tonight because, interestingly enough, successful people are people who fight through things, right? They're people who fight through. Put that in the chat. Be a fighter. Fight through. They're people who have the courage to fight through challenges, fight through difficulties, fight through pain and disappointment, fight through it. People who have the ability to fight through it. And what's crazy is when someone has the ability or the willingness to fight through, then what happens is you start to see victories you wouldn't normally or typically see because you are discovering how God is taking where you are and converting it to work in your favor. Okay, come on. Stay with me tonight. There are moments in your life when being resilient is the only attribute that you can pull on because everything else appears to be working against you. There are times when being resilient is the only thing that you can pull on, because it seems like everything else is working against you. But the amazing, enormous challenge for us tonight is to learn how to keep pressing and keep pushing and keep moving and keep striving, because at the end of the day, when you are a fighter, when you are someone who is truly resilient, when you are someone who truly is courageous, and when you're someone who does not run away from the possibilities of what's on the other side of this, when you understand that what's on the other side of this fight is something amazing and extraordinary, and when you stay true to that, right, then what ends up happening is when it's over, you have not only the strength that was developed in it, but you have the benefit of the process in producing a better, stronger, wiser, more effective you. That's why resilience is so important. So here's the interesting thing I want to say about being resilient or rising above adversity. Is that being resilient or rising above adversity really has to do with the capacity to recover quickly or quicker. Resilience has to do with the capacity to recover quicker. Nelson Mandela once said, "Do not judge me by my success." Nelson Mandela said, "Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up." I think I saw Meacham Clark here, right? It's this amazing ability to get back up as quickly as you possibly can. Because there will be times when you will take blows in life. There will be times when you will find yourself in a season that you cannot ward off the blows. The blows are coming, and they're coming hard. They're coming strong. They have you in a real awkward place. You're finding yourself just battling in life, and it's just like, oh my God, when is this going to stop? When is this going to end? How do I get past this? Da 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 da. And what's crazy is while you're taking all of these blows, while you're taking these blows, God is actually producing a better you. While you're taking these blows, God is actually making you stronger. And so a lot of times we are frustrated by the things that we have to endure to be what God wants us to be. And it's crazy. The more that we find ourselves fighting, the more we find ourselves in these seasons where we're seemingly in intense warfare, the more we discover how strong God really is and how strong we are. Okay, so resilience and rising above adversity and pressing to new places and becoming a person that doesn't quit and all of this stuff really is about the fact that you make up your mind you're going to rise above all of the stuff that is trying to break you. And you find this really strange strength. You find this really strange, unexplainable strength that presses you through, that pushes you through. And what's amazing is now all of a sudden you start noticing victories, or you start counting things as victories that you didn't in one season count, because you understand the strength that comes with pressing through. The president of the Latter-day Saints, and his name is Dieter Uchtdorf. I've been working on that name, Dieter Uchtdorf. And he makes this interesting statement. He says, it's your reaction to adversity, and not adversity itself that determines how your life story will develop. It's your reaction to adversity and not adversity itself that will determine how your life story is developed. Make sure you hear what I just said. It is your reaction to adversity and not adversity itself that determines how your life story will develop. Your story is in development, and it's how you react. So I want to suggest two things. The issue of resilience is about two things. It's about attitude, and it's about approach. Okay, make sure you get this. It's about attitude and it's about approach. This ability then to have the right attitude and the ability to have the right approach has to do with, one, with your attitude. It's how I think about that which I'm dealing with. It's how I think about it. It's how I interpret it. It's the framework by which I see where I am and what I'm dealing with, right? And how I see it as interconnected to the things that I want to accomplish. Approach is how I react to it. So it's my attitude and it's my approach. Now, I want to say something to you that I think is really, really amazing. I want to say something to you that I think is really amazing. This is something I want to say to you that I think is really amazing. You ready? I want to say this to you because it's really amazing what I'm getting ready to say to you. You ready? Here's what I'm getting ready to say to you. One of the most incredible aspects of your life will be that you find the ability to have an attitude that doesn't make sense to the people watching you. Wow. One of the most amazing things is when your attitude doesn't make sense to the people who are observing your season. They can't seem to understand why, with what you're dealing with, you have the kind of attitude that produces success, that produces longevity, that produces the scaling of mountains and the rising out of valleys. People can't understand. And so the genius with resilience, the genius with it is that your attitude always seems to be bigger than your situation. And that's where people thrive. People don't thrive because they go through something. They thrive because they just choose to somehow have an attitude that defies and defiles defies this situation and defiles it. I mean, it puts a curse on the situation. It says, my attitude is so amazing until I'm cursing my situation by how positive I am. I am making my situation behave itself because I am determined I'm going to thrive in this season of my life. I need everybody real quick to invite five people. And here's why, because I'm getting ready to go, Trina, to another place, Sierra. I'm going to take y'all into some deeper stuff that I've been really thinking about and praying about today. And let me tell you why. Because the one thing that was deep is that I'm present, as y'all can tell, I'm in my apartment in Richmond. And the one thing that's so deep is as I was walking through the airport today in Charlotte, my knee buckled. It buckled. It almost gave out. I almost fell. And it was a weird moment. I text my wife and I said, pray now. Pray now. I went and sat down. I sat down right now. My connection when I left Jacksonville was 52 minutes, which is no time to get from A over to E in Charlotte. No time. Well, something crazy happened. My flight got delayed for over 2 hours. Okay? Flight got delayed for over 2 hours. When my knee buckled, I went and sat down, right? I sat down and my wife called me and then she prayed for me. And then I sat there and I got up and I started walking very gingerly, slowly to the plane, right? Now, 3 things happened to me today. The first thing was something happened that I did not desire, but eventually I knew might happen when it comes to me walking through airports. That's the first thing. The second thing was that my flight got delayed, which disrupted my schedule, but it actually gave me the time to arrive at my flight. Okay. All right. I hope you catch what I just said. The third thing that happened was I took the time during the delay to get some stuff done that I couldn't have gotten done on the airplane. Okay, let's now join me. Everybody come with me. There are gonna be some things that will make you buckle, but you gotta keep walking, even if you gotta rest for a minute. You got to keep pressing through, even if you got to rest for a minute, even if you got to sit down and sit still for a minute, even if you got to catch yourself. Know that even if I'm resting, I still have the destination in my mind. Where I sat down was not where I was settling, because I understood that I cannot get to Richmond sitting at that table. And so I rested, I got myself together, I kept walking, and I got to my gate. The delay worked in my favor. God, I need you to be encouraged by this. Some stuff you think is working against you is actually working in your favor, because God's using it to produce the space you need to be in position for where you need to go. I understand that you're frustrated that it ain't happened yet. I understand that you're frustrated that it still hasn't happened and that you're enduring. But here's the thing I want you to understand. You got to be able to keep in your mind where you're headed. You got to be able to keep in your mind what you're trying to get done. You got to be able to keep in your mind, and even if you got to sit for a minute and gather yourself, you are not building a tabernacle. You are only pitching a tent. You are not building a tabernacle. You're only pitching a tent, and you got to keep pressing. And so the people who are successful, who rise above adversity, they never, hear me, they never give their vision and their dream up to the pain. They never do it. They never give their dream up to the pain. Maya Angelou once said, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Wow. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it, which means that you have to have the courage to press through it. I don't know why I keep saying that, but you got to have the courage to press through it. You got to have the courage to press through it, because in your pressing through it, God produces the bigger you. So never give up your dreams to pain. Never give up your desire to do great things with your life to pain. Never give up your desire to see your family better to disappointment. Never give up your dream to thrive and be everything that God wants you to be. Don't give it up. It may be driving you crazy that you got to deal with this. May be driving you crazy that you got to go through this, but don't give it up. So every week I try to give you some practical tools, some practical principles. And so tonight I'm going to do that again. I'm by myself tonight. Pastor Ray it's his anniversary. And so we want to wish him happy anniversary. He's with his wife tonight. So y'all forgive me that I don't know how to put the notes on the screen and that stuff. I'm gonna learn though. I'm gonna learn. Watch this. First thing I want you to get tonight is you got to develop the ability to manage and not just cope. Sometimes you're just coping with stuff. You're just putting up with it. But you got to be able to manage it. And when I talk, and everybody that's real close to me knows, one of my favorite phrases is everything can be managed. That's one of my favorite phrases. Everything can be managed, right? Put that down. I want my church to get that. If you've never heard me say it, you probably have heard me say it. You just didn't pay it any mind. I said almost everything can be managed. Everything, every situation, every relationship, everything can be managed. What you don't want to do is get into the place of coping. Coping says, I'm tolerating stuff and I have no way of understanding how I'm going to manage it. I'm tolerating it, but I'm not managing it. When you manage it, that means that you are taking ownership of it and you are driving it where it best benefits you. Pastor Jeff Dennis, one of my best friends in the world. This is why you see me a lot of times always ahead of things. Listen, something happened today. Something happened today. And my first statement was, this can be managed. See, everything you go through brings you into conflict with something. Everything you go through, whether it's good or bad, brings you into conflict with something. Everything you go through brings you into tension with something. Everything you're trying to get done brings you into conflict with something. Everything you're trying to get done will eventually cause you to collide with something. Thank all of you who are joining us tonight. Bless you. But the thing that's amazing is even if it brings me into tension, I still manage the tension so the tension doesn't change me. Remember what Maya Angelou said. Listen to it. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced to it. I'm not going to be reduced by it. So I'm going to go through this. I'm going to take this blow, but I'm going to throw back some blows. And here's how I'm going to throw back blows. By being the one who understands that whatever this is, it does not have the authority to determine how I understand my life. Remember what I said about resilience. It's about attitude and approach. Attitude is how I think. Approach is how I react. I can cuss you out, or I can take the high road and watch how God manages situations. For many of you in this who are watching, and for those who will watch, one of the biggest challenges that you will have is not becoming competitive with the crisis. Don't become competitive with the crisis. And listen, because at some point, you got to understand that listen, I'm fighting through it, but I ain't fighting it. Did you get it? I'm fighting through it, but I ain't fighting it. I'm not fighting this situation. I'm fighting through the situation. Know the difference. Don't become competitive with the situation, because some things don't deserve your attention. Some things are not worth your time and space. So don't get caught up fighting the crisis. Fight through the crisis. Why? Because if you fight the crisis, you may get stuck. You got it. Y'all are getting it. Fight through it. So watch this. So you got to learn how to manage life and not just cope. You got to learn how to manage life. Here's the other thing. You have to create caring connections. Almost every week you're going to hear me talk about relationships, because there is literally nothing you can do where relationships are not required. So you got to build out caring connections. You got to show concern, and then you got to build out concern. You got to show concern, and then you got to build out concern. Building out concern means that you are intentional in doing what is necessary for your relationships to sense that you care and for you to receive the care that they give to you. Let me tell you one of the challenges that some of you have, and I want you to tell the truth for yourself in the thread. Some of you are good at serving other people. You are horrible at receiving concern. You are horrible at receiving concern. You are great at being the one who's doing it. You're being the one who serves, being the one who's giving the word of encouragement, being the one who's giving the word of you right. You're great at that, but you're horrible at receiving it, which shows which will ultimately accomplish two things painfully. The first thing it will do is that it will minimize the people in your life and their ability to be in healthy relationship with you, because a healthy relationship is built upon my ability to give to you as you give to me. If I'm the only one who's giving, that means I am always in control. Some of you must always, and you don't even know it's a controlling factor. You're actually a controlling person because you have to be the one who gives, because giving is where you find value. But here's what I've discovered. If you cannot receive from the people who are part of your caring circle, then you are cheating them of the chance to live fulfilled. You are cheating them for the chance to be happy too, because their happiness will come from blessing you. You are cheating them when you don't bless them, or when you don't let them bless you. You got to do better at letting people be your caregiver, your caretaker. Don't wait till you're sick and decrepit. No, let people love on you. And when you're going through adversity, give people the space to love you. Give people the space to encourage you. So when I was dealing with this, this thing today, my knee buckled, and I was I was in between gates, and man, I decided to tell my wife, and I said, you know what? Then I felt bad for a minute about telling her, because I said, what can she do? Because I know my wife, she has this mentality of trying to fix stuff, trying to help me with, and I said, why to tell her? And God said, because she needed to know, but more importantly, you needed her to know, so she could cover you in prayer. You needed her to know. Don't, because here's what's deep. You are not going to go from the person who does all the caring to all of a sudden being the person who's most vulnerable. But what you are going to do is create room for people to sit with you as you're transitioning through whatever it is that you got to go through. You are not built to be the strongest one every day. You got to create caring connections. Here's the other thing. You got to live in reaffirmation of your person, of your identity, of your authenticity. You got to live in reaffirmation of your identity. Wow. You got to live in reaffirmation of your identity. You got to live in reaffirmation. You got to live in reaffirmation of your identity. And I'm saying it on because it is hugely important that you live as a person of reaffirmation. You got to live in a space where you reaffirm yourself, and where you are open to reaffirmation. When you are dealing with life, with all of its challenges, while you are in the process of dreaming or living out a dream or walking towards a dream or pursuing a purpose or going after a destiny or trying to be a better person, you got to be open to reaffirmation. Reaffirmation is so incredible. Reaffirmation is so incredible. And you've got to live in the space of reaffirmation. You got to live in the space of reaffirmation, because reaffirmation is where you thrive. Reaffirmation is where you thrive. When you understand that, when you get it, it will blow your mind, and you will find yourself living out reaffirmation, living out purpose, living out destiny. And it's crazy, because at the point that I choose to live out my life as a person of reaffirmation, I mean, live out my life reaffirming who I am and then being open to reaffirmation, what you discover is all things work together for good. You got to learn to live in the space of reaffirmation. And notice I didn't say affirmation. I said reaffirmation, because you should be in space where you are being affirmed so that you can be reaffirmed when you're going through life and when you're pursuing things and when you're dealing with things. You want to be able to be in a space where you can be reaffirmed. Wow. Live in reaffirmation. Here's my final thing tonight, right? Here's my final thing. And then I'm going to go get some dinner somewhere, right? Here's my final thing. I'm going somewhere to eat today, right? I'm not just going to stay in this apartment. Here's my final thing tonight, right? You ready? Find your happy place when you're going through your saddest moments. Find your happy place. What's your happy place? What space in the world do you most feel at peace? Resilience can become ongoing until you sometimes just stop and find your space. Find your happy space. Find that happy place and just settle there. Find that happy place and just settle there. You can't stay forever, but you need to be refreshed so you can keep pressing. Because I'm only being resilient to get to my dream. And the crisis and the challenges and the sickness and the heartache and all that stuff is only designed to either make me stronger or to disrupt where I want to go. So every now and then you got to find your happy place. Pastor G talked yesterday in her remarks, in her remarks and her exhortation. She talked yesterday about protecting your peace. Find your happy place. My happy place, honestly, is water. My happy place is hanging out with my wife, hanging out with my kids, right? That's my happy place. You know, I got a small set of friends that I just love being around, you know, and they're my happy place, right? I love it when I'm in the water, beach, pool, don't matter. It's my happy place. Find that happy place. And one of the things, and we don't try to make E3, overtly spiritual. But one of the things that the enemy tries to do, you ready? This is a major thing because I've been here. The enemy tries to make every place you go a hard place to be. Please hear me. The enemy tries to make every place you go a hard place to be. The enemy knows if you find no peace nowhere, if there's nowhere you can go, and you find no peace nowhere, he knows that he can now drive you faster to death. Wow. He can drive you faster to death, which means if he drives you faster to death because you find no space to rest, then God cannot get everything out of you that your life was designed for. You have shortchanged God. You have shortchanged us because we never got all of you. We never got the best of you. You have cheated us because you didn't know how to find that space so you could be refreshed. The enemy wants everywhere you go to be hard. He wants you to go to church and can't worship. He wants you to go home and can't rest. He wants you to be among family and don't enjoy. He wants you to be in your car and your mind keeps racing. He wants you to go on vacation and get no refreshing. He wants everything in your life to be conflict, tension, drama, and misery, because he knows once you're there, you are dying. And then eventually, if you find no place to be happy, no happy place, no place to rest, no place to enjoy life, you would rather die because you think death is the only place of relief. Wow. I want to challenge you to find your space in the earth. Work on your attitude, work on your approach. Be courageous, live in reaffirmation, create caring circles, create care connections, and just keep pressing forward. So today I'm in Richmond. I'm back. I haven't been here in a month. I'm back. But I had to get through my knee buckling. I'm back. But I had to get through having to sit for 20 minutes. I'm back. But I had to get through a 2-hour delayed flight. I'm back. Because this is a part of where God wants me to be. The other place is Jacksonville, Florida, 3738 Winton Drive. God wants me to be there. So even with that, with people who are slow to return, or even with that, and dealing with some of the dynamics of being a pastor, I'm still going to show up. Why? Because I am resilient. And I need somebody to put in the thread right now. I am resilient. I need you to tell yourself, I am resilient. I will not be defeated by any of this. I will not quit. I may have to rest sometime. I may have to go to my happy place, but I am resilient. And thanks be to God for all of you. There you go. Declare it. Reaffirm who you are. I am resilient. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. Nothing is going to break me. Even when I make mistakes, I am bigger and stronger than my mistakes. I am resilient. Yes, you are. You are resilient. You are resilient. And I'm excited to join you tonight in the declaration that you are resilient. There is so much greatness and amazingness in you. There's so much about you that's good. There's so much about you that's incredible. You are resilient. And I celebrate you tonight. I do. I celebrate you tonight. I celebrate your resilience. I do. I celebrate it. You are resilient, and I join you in the celebration of your resilience. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Hey, listen, help me grow E3. Can you do that? And some of you did, many of you did tonight, and I'm so grateful for you. But if E3 helps you or blesses you, then help me grow E3. I think I'm going to invest some money Yeah, Sharon Grant. We know Sharon. I see Sharon, who's been with me over 20 years, who has been my assistant, my church administrator, and now she's my executive director over operations. Sharon and I know about resilience, don't we, Sharon? Right. So listen, I want to thank you guys for jumping on. Help me grow it. I'm going to make some investments in trying to attract people to watch. If it's blessing you, then let it be a blessing. Listen, if you want my quotes every week, here it is on the screen. Text E3 to 84576 right now. Go through the process and you'll get the quote tomorrow. Text E3 to 84576. Thank all of you. I see so many of my sons and daughters in our church. And those of you that I have never met, but I see your names every week. Thank you so much for becoming a part of what we're doing through E3. I love you guys. Listen, you are resilient. You know what? You know what? I would have challenged you to do something. Get a sheet of paper right now and just write, I am resilient, right? I want you to get it, just type it. Just write it, right? Just write it, right? And rip it off and put it somewhere. Because with the stuff that some of you have endured, with the things that some of you have risen above, you are resilient. Well, I'm going to go eat something. I'm going to go eat something. Right, I'm gonna go eat something. So, and then I'm gonna kick back because I got a busy week. I'll see those of you who will on E3. I'll see not E3. Thursday Recharge, right? And then I'll see those of you who will watch us on Sunday. Why not watch us 9:00, even if you're not your church? I love you guys so much. Thank y'all, and remember, you are resilient. Be blessed. Yes. I'm going to eat right now. Something healthy, I think. Bye-bye, everybody. Love you guys. Thank you.